Jai Mother. Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage. At the feet of Divine Mother Sree Rama Devi by Mrs. T.N.K Nair, the Divine Ministry audio book, Part 5G. In their midst, there were some ladies who had reached higher states of spiritual communion, and Mother asked one of them, "Do you know me? Have you felt the inner mystic touch?" And that pious woman replied in ecstasy, "I know thee, and I have felt thy inner touch. My birth is fulfilled now." Sometimes these sessions went far into the night. It was as if Mother could not be drawn away from them. Later, Mother told me that their bhakti was incomparable, that they did not want anything of the world, they only wanted God. What indeed is dry philosophy before these devotees of God? Yet later, well-known and learned Nambudiris of the highest lineage surrendered to Mother and became her most devoted disciples, recognizing in Mother their chosen ideal. Some of the older Nambudiri women had exalted visions of Mother during their last days. Surely it is the Mother's unbounded grace bestowed on that noble community years back that even today in the Mandir at Trichur, there assembled Nambudiri women and families with bhakti for Mother as their heritage. It was nearing the end of Mother's visit. Each day brought forth divine manifestations, each eclipsing the other in glory and brilliance. People flocked to our house in larger and larger numbers. During the morning sessions, many received Ramanam from Mother. One such evening, during the bhajan, for the first time during that visit, the bhava of Sri Ramachandra came upon Mother. From her childhood and during her sadhana days, Sri Rama was Mother's chosen ideal. In her 28th year, after her Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Mother had the glorious face-to-face vision of Sri Rama. Often Mother had described to us the nature of that experience and the beauty of his lotus-like eyes, ever shedding peace. Seeing Mother as Sri Rama, one hand holding the unseen Kodanda and the other in Abhaya Mudra, all the Vaibhava of the Lord seemed to descend on us. Songs of Rama were sung. When the song with the words Rama Rupa Nagari Ayodhya Nagari was started, Mother came down suddenly and took up the chorus. At the end of that evocative song, Mother declared that the virtues and ideals exemplified in Sri Rama's life should shine forth again. Dharma is the protecting power, and lives rooted in truth and dharma were needed to establish once again Ramarajya in our motherland. Mother was silent for a while. Then Mother began to describe Krishna, his beauty, his sweet witchery, and his limitless prema which steals all hearts. Then her face aglow with the luminous splendor of Radha Bhava, Mother started the song Chitta Chora Yashoda Ke Lal. Mother had said, Krishna is the infinite ocean of love, and Radha its indescribable ecstasy. Radha and Krishna are but one integrality of truth, shining in two aspects. Radha Bhava merged into Krishna Bhava, and song after song enthralled the audience. That evening proved to be a whirlwind of bhavas. In the midst of the songs of Krishna, Mother's bhava changed. She became somber and majestic. Sensing the change, one of the devotees took up a song describing the dance of Shiva. As the powerful chorus of the song, Akad Bam Bam Bhaja Damaru, Nache Sada Shiva Sarveshwaro, started, The whole personality of Mother changed, and she moved in the awesome Tandava Nritya. The world-shaking force of Shiva throbbed around us. With each step of Mother, we felt that the very ground beneath us was tilting and swaying from side to side. We were denizens of Shivaloka, and the thunder of Damaru resounded in our ears. Before us was the form of Nataraja, and around us the vibrations of his cosmic dance. Sound and song, senses and vision all collapsed, and there was naught by the Mother. There was only the sound of the tabla. Mother stood on one leg in the classic pose of the Lord, and the arched instep stamping on the ground measured in each step the tempo of creation and annihilation. Sound subsided into silence, and many were absorbed in silent prayer. As the waves of the ocean quieten after a storm, the tumultuous bhavas in Mother subsided, and she stood revealed in her true nature, Shakti, the primordial power, the substratum of all godly attributes. Her hands held out the promise of eternal shelter and blessings. The thrilling notes of the song Om Shakti Om rose in adoration of the Mother. Power and prema shone on her beauteous face. Victorious and all conquering, she was the universal Mother who liberates man from the veil of samsara. The final day of Mother's visit dawned. The concluding program in the evening was arranged in the spacious garden in front of our house, as the hall was not big enough to contain the crowd. A specially decorated platform was erected for Mother. During the day, there was a stream of devotees for interviews, Namopadesh, and for a last personal glimpse of the enchanting Mother. The divine web of her love gathered all into its midst. In the evening, well before the bhajan started, the garden was full and overflowing. Mother arrived minutes after the bhajan started. She was in an exalted state and very soon was absorbed in samadhi. My husband spoke a few words expressing our heartfelt thanksgiving to the Mother and of the supreme nature of her love and compassion. His words seemed to echo the adoration of the vast assemblage of devotees. When Mother came down to body consciousness, she started a song of Krishna, Bhaja Murali. Her voice soared in such harmonious melody that it was as if the divine Murali Nada entered and pervaded all our hearts. Time passed unnoticed, for we were in the divine realm of her godhood. The program was scheduled to end at 8 p.m., but we had forgotten all about time. Songs were interspersed with words and then again by a divine silence. Suddenly, Mother exhorted the audience to chant the name of Narayana with her, and the name rose in a crescendo with the full-throated chanting by the thousands assembled there. Then abruptly Mother said, "It is 8 o'clock," and those who had watches found that it was so. Before we could realize what was happening, Mother stepped through the crowd and into the house. The crowd rushed after her, and when we came to the house, we saw her standing on the balcony upstairs. Human language cannot describe all that followed. Gazing spellbound at the Mother, we saw that her very aspect had changed. A blue radiance emanated from her, and her posture and mudras were that of Mahavishnu, the god of pomp and majesty. Her figure seemed much larger than life. One hand was held in Abhaya Mudra, and the other was held aloft in the mudra of holding the Sudarshana Chakra. We could see clearly a flame of light rotating in a circle round the upheld hand. It was indeed a divine phenomenon. From all around rose the chanting of Narayana Nama. Some were prostrating and calling to Narayana for mercy, others touching the ground again and again with their heads in a frenzy of devotion. Suddenly, Mother took off her garlands and threw them down into the crowd. A pious Brahmin devotee from Tripunithura got one garland and the other fell into the hands of my husband and daughter. Still in Bhavavesha, Mother continued to throw garlands and flowers over the heads of her devotees. Again and again the blossoms rained over us as though from heaven itself, bathing us in bliss indescribable. Her face still effulgent in blue radiance, Mother held out her hand in a gesture of blessing and disappeared inside. All of us gathered the flowers on the ground as a most sacred prasad. It was one of the greatest manifestations of Mother's godhood. In later years, I understood from Mother that the Mahabhavas and Bhavavesha of Vishnu, Kali, and other deities that happened during that visit to Trichur were matchless revelations in her life. The power generated then was of such magnitude that it brought about later the installations of Sri Rama and Sri Krishna and the first Vigraha Pradishta of Mother in Trichur itself. Here I am reminded of Bhagavan Ramakrishna's words, "The personal and the impersonal are the same, being like milk and its whiteness, or the diamond and its luster, or the serpent and its undulations. The Divine Mother and Brahman are one." In the Mother we could perceive this magnificent unity. In her Saguna personality, we were blessed to see every aspect of divinity. The next morning, as the time for Mother's departure neared, in all hearts, the pain of the separation became acute. Many had gathered at our house for the leave-taking. Many others accompanied Mother to Sharnur, from where Mother was entraining for Tellicherry, shedding glances of love on one and all, with a soft word here and there. Mother took her leave. She whispered words of love and courage in my mother's ears. At Sharnur station, as Mother and Bhagavan entered the train, many onlookers were also drawn to Mother. The first bell sounded, announcing the train's imminent departure. Oh, let us look again at that beloved face. Let us receive once more that glance of love. These were the thoughts in many a heart. The bell rang again, and as the train started moving, Mother's hands were raised in a vast gesture of blessing. With tear-filled eyes, we watched those hands till they became a pearl-white glimmer in the distance as the train sped away. Thus ended the visit of Mother. We who had been living in a world of luminous divine love came back to the world of worries and challenges. But the fragrance of those days lingered with us, and her words gave us strength to face the trials of mundane existence. Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage, Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage, Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage. Jai Mother.